How's it going, YouTube? Right, if you've got yourself a camper van, there's normally a few things which you need to be carrying with you, and some which you don't need, but are also nice. Over the years, I've done a couple of videos showing these sort of items. I've got some in the Volkswagen now. I've always got under this seat what I call my essential items. We had a look at these in some of the old videos. These covers for the window, which we had a look in the last video, they are the most infuriating things in the world. The magnets are just too weak, and every time you're trying to put them on, they just all fall off. They're absolutely infuriating, but I still use them. We've got the good old trusty Audio jump starter pack, but I'm going to be swapping this out today. We're going to be having a look at a new one. I'll quickly flick through a few bits in here because we've done a video on all this anyway. We've got the Karcher window cleaner. That's absolutely essential when all your windows are steamed up after a night of sleeping in the camper. And the JF Egwo battery compressor. I always carry that with me because you never know when you might need to put some air in your tyres. I'm not going to go through the rest of that. We've got all sorts in there. But today we're going to have a look at some new stuff that I've either been given or I've bought myself to add into either this camper, and I need to start building the essential items that's going in this camper as well. So we've got a bit of a mixture. Right, in here we've got one that I've been carrying for a while. I bought these myself. Let's have a quick look at these. This is a pair of binoculars. As I said, I paid for these myself. I actually find these really useful. When you're camping up and there's always something in the distance that you want to have a quick look at. You don't need to buy ones like these specifically. These ones weren't cheap at all. They're not the most expensive, but I am a bit of a tart when I buy things, so I normally want something that's really good, but not the best. I did loads of research when I was looking for these. These are the Vortex Diamondback HD 10x42. So 10x42 gives us a nice size. We've got a 42mm lens there at the front, so we get plenty of light in, but they're not absolutely massive. And they're a 10x zoom, so you can see things at a distance quite nicely with these. They're a super compact size, as you can see there, fitting in my hand. I think these was about £250. Like I said, you don't need to buy ones as good as these, but carrying a set of binoculars in your camper is always kind of nice to have. These ones have got a really clear image. See if you can see it a little bit. This is a super clear image that you get out of them. These are a set of night vision binoculars by Wild Garda. They're really not expensive at all, to be honest, but they're quite fun. But when I say binoculars, they've got kind of a screen on the back. It's a 1080 HD display screen. Let me just turn it on. This has got a built-in rechargeable battery. So they are binoculars, but what you can see is if I lift you up so you can see through them, it's got like a screen on the back, so it is magnifying. You can zoom in and zoom out just like that. I think it's like a digital zoom, but the good thing about these is they are absolutely full night vision. You can switch it into a night vision mode like that. I know it's daytime now, but the picture we see there in this black and white form is exactly as good as you can see it in pitch black. They are actually quite good, and they're not super expensive, so it's something fun just to keep in your camper van, especially if you hear things in the woods and you think it's a deer or something like that. It's quite fun to have something like this. These are a 20x optical zoom, and apparently it's got a 500-meter range in the dark as well. I have noticed you can see quite far in the dark. These are quite good fun. What I'll do is I'll stick links for everything I show you in this video down below, just in case you want to check it out yourself. Some of these things were given to me for free by the suppliers, and I wouldn't accept anything that I wouldn't carry myself and use myself. I do get offered a lot, and I just turn them down most of the time, and I definitely wouldn't be showing you guys anything that I find absolute rubbish. The next thing is one that I've recently just been given, and it's absolutely super useful. I wish I had this in the Volkswagen camper years ago. Let's have a look what I've got. This is the new Flextail Max shower. If we open this up, inside we've got a little battery powered pump here. This is 11 ounces, super lightweight shower pump, rechargeable by USB Type-C. We get a little shower head there, and we get a shower hose that we can clip it all together. Let's have a look how this works. This end with the little clip here, this literally just push fits into the shower head. That's got a little clip there to hang it up, so if you want to hang it up whilst you're having a shower outdoors, you can. The other end is exactly the same. That just push fits and clicks into this pump. Right, obviously this shower is not just for people as well. I'm going to demonstrate it to clean this bike because, as you can see, I got it really dirty yesterday. There's a review coming up on this bike as well. This is absolutely fantastic, this e-bike. So what we do is we take a little bowl of water, we turn it on, you can hear it started, and then literally just throw it in the water there. This is turned off at the minute. If we just flick that on like that, and then there we can see it's coming out and we can have a nice shower. So I'm going to wet this bike down and let's get it cleaned off. We've got 2 speeds as well. I don't know if you can hear it. If you press it again, it goes into a faster speed. It might not be a jet wash, but it's plenty powerful enough to do what we need to do with it. It's actually got quite a bit of power behind it. Right, so that's the bike clean. This is still going strong. It's just losing power now because it's coming out of the water. That's the second bowl of water I've gone through. I don't know how long that battery lasts, but I've not even charged it up from when it was brand new, so it could have more power when it's charged up, I don't know. But it's still running nice even now. Right, let me stop that. Absolutely fantastic little shower there. I wish I had that in the Volkswagen years ago. Super cheap as well. I think they're like 50 quid or something like that. I've got a discount code as well. I'll put that down below so you can get some extra money off of that. So check that out for yourself. Don't forget to look out for this bike review as well. That's an absolutely awesome bike. Let's have a look at our next essential item for the camper. Right, this brings us on to this overdue jump starter. I've had this one for about 5 years now. This one is going to get retired out. This has had, I don't know if I can see it, it's scratched to death. It's had an immense amount of use, mainly because I've had so many vehicles and they've been left over. I forgot to disconnect the battery and then it needs jump starting. But also for an emergency, I always leave one of these on the camper van. You never know when you're going to wake up in the morning and your camper won't start for any such reason, and you need to jump start it to get yourself out of the crap. I've had quite a few of these over the years. This particular one is the one I've kept using all the time, mainly because it's got a USB-C charging cable, which makes it so much more convenient. But hopefully today, this is the day that this one is getting swapped out for a better one, and one with a lot more features than just a battery pack, because obviously you can use these as a power pack as well. So if you need to charge your phones or anything while you're out on the go, you can, and these are quite a substantial battery pack. And obviously the other function is a jump starter for the vehicle. This new one has got even more features, so let's push this one out of the way and bring in the new one. This new one is by Topdon. I've had quite a lot of Topdon equipment. They've been in loads of my videos, like battery chargers and things like that, thermal cameras. I've never had one of these, and I've just got this, and this looks absolutely great. I've been playing around with it. I've not used it in anger yet, but we'll have a play with it now, shall we? This is the V2200 Plus Jump Starter. But what this also does is this has got Bluetooth in it, and you can connect it to an app, and it'll do things like battery testing and things like that. So it'll show you the condition of your battery. So if you keep jump starting it, this will run a battery test, and it'll actually tell you if you're jump starting it because you're a bit stupid like I am and leave your battery to go flat, or you're jump starting it because your battery has actually got a problem and it needs swapping out. It's got the usual features. You can turn it on, and if you press and hold the button, it'll turn on a little flashlight there, same as all the others. USB output, so you use it just as a battery pack on its own. This is a 16,000 milliamp hour battery pack as it stands. Type-C charging, so it's got exactly what I want it to be, the Type-C charging. Up the front here, it's got the engine start ports there, which you can plug in this device here. This plugs into the battery pack itself. What it'll do is when you put it onto a battery, that OK light will go green. If it doesn't, because your battery is too flat, you can press this boost button, and that will temporarily switch the whole thing on, because this is like an auto sensing thing. This will auto trip out when it's overloaded and all that sort of thing. So what it needs is, if your battery is too flat to actually make it work, you'll press this boost and it'll get the power from the battery pack instead to switch all the circuitry on inside here. I don't know if you can see there, it's got a little Bluetooth light that'll go blue. So as soon as we've got power on it, I can actually plug it in now, and I can show you, and we'll have a quick look at the Bluetooth app. Right, so if I plug this in, That'll power up the Bluetooth. You can see it there going flashing. This works for Android and iOS. I'm on iOS, so in the App Store, it's got the Top-Down Battery Labs application there. If we click on that, you can see mine's already got the jump surge there because I added it. At the beginning, it said add device. I pressed add, and as long as you've got this blue Bluetooth light on there, it will find it and add it. So I think what we'll do is if I just get a battery, this is just my garage battery for when I'm wanting to test things out and just quickly power things up. If I clip onto that, what it'll do is it's already come on with this green light. So if this was connected to a vehicle, it's detected it's on a battery, and if that battery was low or flat, which it could be, I don't know, I've not tested it, it would actually, you'd be able to jump start it then from the power of this. But what we're going to do is we're just going to leave that, and we're going to go through testing it with the app. So let me screen record as well while we do this. Oh, actually, one thing before we do that, this has got its own self-protection device in it. Let's just prove that and connect it backwards. Hopefully you can hear that. We've got a red light come on there to say there's something wrong, and it's beeping at me really loudly, so we know there's something wrong with that. So that's got its own little protection device in there as well, so you can't blow yourself up with it. Right, so if I'm in this Battery Lab app, if we go to battery test, there you can see the battery type. This one's just a regular flooded battery. Battery standard. What you do is you have a look round and they have a sticker on them. Let me just zoom in there. You see that sticker there? That one's half kind of worn off, but it does say CCA 680, which is cold cranking amps, 680 amps. So what we'll do is in the app, if we click CCA and battery rating, we'll put 680 there for 680 cold cranking amps. Click next. Battery condition, now it's just running through now, telling us the voltage of the battery. What you can see there is it's got the battery rating, state of health 86%, state of charge 100%, so it is actually charged up, that battery. All you need to know is that green thing at the top says it's okay. So if we go to save, we can save that as like a screenshot, and then what we can do is if I go back out, I'll go to cranking test. So if this was connected to a vehicle, what you would do is whilst it's testing, you would start it. And what that actually does is that is testing the state of the battery under cranking. So what it'll be is when you start your vehicle, the volts, will drop down from whatever it is, 12.5 volts or whatever it was at, and then it'll see how far it drops under load. What you normally find is if anything drops to about 10 volts or below, that is knackered. And then what this will do is this will do it for you, and it'll tell you the state of your battery. Right, that's the Top-Down Jump Starter, this battery tester as well. That's absolutely fantastic. That one is going to now replace my Audio, so let's see how we get on with this one. I'll stick some links down below for this as well. There's one more I want to show you now. I'm not going to go into massive detail about it because I'm going to do a full video of the install and everything else, but I want to include it into this kind of essentials camper van thing because I'm starting to believe that it is like an essential item to have in the camper van. So let's have a quick look at it, but like I said, I'm not going to go into massive detail because I'm going to do a full video just of this product itself, and you'll see why when you see what it is. Because how I'm building this camper van specifically, this one is going to need a permanent Wi-Fi fitting in the van, so it's always got internet. Partly because the CCTV I'm going to be fitting to it, and partly because the electrical system that's in the back of it, for anybody that's not seen it, let's just show you quickly. And it's a bit of a sneak peek as well for the second half of the electrical install video, because I've not actually finished this series. But this is it all running. We've got the Victron system there, the full Victron system. So what I want is I want this to be permanently connected to the internet so I can log into it at any time. I've also added GPS to it as well. I'll probably do that in a later video to show the benefits of that. But one of the benefits of that, I need to turn those lights off in a second, is the fact that you can geofence. And what that means is I can geofence the location of this camper van using the GPS, and then if it leaves that geofence as GPS's location, if that makes sense, then it'll tell me by email that somebody has moved my van. So it's like a tracker stroke security system that's done by default through the Victron system, and then having a permanent internet connection to the van, it can always keep in contact with me, so I know where it is and what it's doing. So security wise, it's absolutely perfect. And it's also convenient to have Wi-Fi in the van itself, which brings me onto this one. I've started to think I need a Wi-Fi connection in this van as well. I was in Wales a few weeks ago, and what you find is when you're a little bit out in the sticks, if you're in a big metal box, your phone hasn't got the best internet connection at all. So what I find is you can be sat inside the van, you've got no internet at all, you walk outside and you kind of get a signal. Which brings me on to my next item. In this box here, I've got a Kuma system. Like I said, I'm going to do a full video going through all of this, basically everything I've just said, the reason why we need to have this Wi-Fi. We'll go through the setup and the installation of this system, and then we'll compare speed tests and things like that between this system and my phone and stuff like that. But I wanted to add it quickly into this video because I'm starting to think it's not just for the Boxer. I think this is an essential item as well, especially when you're wild camping and you're a bit out of the way. Mainly because we've got this antenna here. This antenna sits outside the vehicle, and then we're getting a nice clear 4G signal there as well. This here is the router kit. This router kit takes a SIM card. This will give us our Wi-Fi out to the van as well. For anybody UK based like me, the good thing about Kuma is they are UK based. So buying from these guys, you get the support of a UK number, so you phone them and you actually get through to somebody in the UK straight away. Really good support, and you know you're supporting a UK business. I've got this SIM card as well to try out the whole system. So look out for this video. I'm going to go into big detail installing all this system, how to use it and everything else. I'll put some links below where you can have a pre-look at this before this video comes out, so you can check it out for yourself and some of the different options that they do. These are like a kind of a mid-range system because you can get some like little cheap 4G routers and things like that, but to be honest, they're probably not much of a better signal than what your phone is anyway, if not any better at all. And then you get the really high range ones, which are like £1,000 and things like that, which are absolutely ridiculously priced. This one kind of sits in the affordable bracket, but you're also getting the performance as well from what I've seen on other people's videos. So we'll try that out for ourselves and see it later. Right, so there's some more what I would call essential items. Some of them maybe not essential, but would make your life better or fun in better ways. Like these night vision binoculars. Not essential, but good fun. And not a big investment to have that fun. I've only shown you things that I will actually be using and I actually find decent. Anything else I've got that I don't particularly find decent, I don't bother showing you. Any links or any discount codes or anything like that for any of this equipment, I will put down in the link below so you can check it out for yourself. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of the camper stuff, more of the tech stuff or outdoors, e-bikes or anything like that. It's nice and random and varied on this channel, so we don't get bored with just looking at one little thing all the time. Like the video if you liked it, because that helps a great deal with the algorithm and things like that. Comment below anything you want to know, anything you want to see, anything if you want me to go and buy it and then test it. Comment below and I will see what I can do about that. If I get enough comments on something, I will go and buy it and test it, and we'll show it on these videos. So I hope you found at least one thing useful in this video, and I will catch you again in another video. Cheers.